Dude, what's all that stuff you have?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most hilarious blunders from beloved TV shows.
The hell does that mean?
Number 20, Celebrity Comebacks, Parks and Recreation.
So Leslie and I have come up with the theme for the campaign relaunch rally.
The Comeback Kid.
If you watch the bloopers, you'll see that the making of Parks and Recreation wasn't as clean and innocent as the show itself. In one of the more hilarious outtakes, Leslie and Anne are listing some fictional characters and celebrities who made major comebacks. Chris Pratt then improvises a killer line, using the term comeback as a crude pun in relation to Kim Kardashian. The joke itself is fantastic, as is Pratt's casual delivery of it, but what makes this blooper are the reactions. Aubrey Plaza smacks him on the shoulder, Nick Offerman doubles over in laughter, and Rashida Jones simply facepalms.
Oh, they gotta make the rap part.
Number 19, Plums, Eastbound and Down. Get Will Ferrell on your set and it's bound to be an unproductive workday. Clad in sunglasses and a white wig, Ferrell goes on a wild tangent about his juicy plums. Funnily enough, he's the first to break, laughing at his own ridiculous lines.
All the while, everyone said,
Meanwhile, Craig Robinson stands beside him giggling away, clearly unable to keep a straight face. But this is just the beginning. The actors eventually lose all composure, and Ferrell can barely get through a sentence without smirking or breaking out into laughter. The director eventually yells cut, his actors having clearly been taken by a fit of the giggles.
I could feel the tension in the air.
Number 18, The One Who Laughs, Breaking Bad.
A guy opens his door and gets shot and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
The inverse to Parks and Recreation, the set of Breaking Bad was far lighter and funnier than the show itself. The bloopers are full of actors breaking and having the time of their lives, even while filming the darkest of scenes. Walt's The One Who Knocks speech is arguably the most iconic scene of the series, but it certainly didn't come through on the first take. Anna Gunn gets through her lines perfectly, and Bryan Cranston turns on cue with a suitably surprised look on his face. But for some reason, he never says his follow-up lines and simply smirks and hangs his head. That scene is Emmy-worthy stuff, yet here's Cranston acting like he's on the set of a comedy. Number 17, The Douche Zombie, How I Met Your Mother. Acting like a zombie has to be pretty embarrassing, and Jason Segel finds that out firsthand. In this scene, the gang is ganging up on Ted because he got back in contact with a problematic ex. Lily mentions that she turned Ted into a douche zombie, prompting Marshall to do an impression of said douche zombie.
Dad, she turned you into one of her douche zombies.
I want to eat you.
In the blooper, Segel gets out 5 words before laughing. Well, more like 4. That 5th word came out as more of a squeak. Segel and the rest of the cast then get a major case of the giggles, with Segel even crying and breaking out in a literal sweat.
Jason, you got tears in your eyes, honey. You gotta wipe it off. You're sweating.
Okay. I look normal, right?
Number 16, Whitney Houston is Dead? The League. While more of a cult classic, this show stars some major names, including Mark Duplass, Nick Kroll, and Jason Mantzoukas. The latter two are at the heart of this darkly comedic blooper, which sees Mantzoukas grieving the late Whitney Houston. Rafi doesn't know that Houston has died, and acts surprised when he learns the truth from Rodney.
R.I.P. What? Come on. Everybody hates us. Come on. I know. Sorry. We're so sorry, everybody.
Kroll continuously breaks from Mantzoukas' exaggerated reaction, and the latter hilariously scolds him for it. Kroll eventually leaves his chair and goes to stand by the bookcase, mostly so he doesn't have to look at Mantzoukas. But this does not help, and the results are comedic gold.
What? Oh, no! Oh, my God! Whitney's dead? Oh! How's my... I can hear you laughing at...
Number 15, Hitting the Egg, MASH. A revolutionary bit of television, MASH is a hilarious medical comedy about surgeons in the Korean War. Alan Alda stars as protagonist Hawkeye Pierce, who, in this scene, is tasked with squashing an egg. In the completed scene, Alda simply smacks the egg inside the food tray.
All right, that does it. The irresistible force is about to polish off the immovable object.
It doesn't go as smoothly in this blooper. No, it's actually a complete mess. Alda accidentally hits the tray while moving to smack the egg, sending its contents flying everywhere. This causes Mike Farrell to fall to the ground in laughter, and he ends up taking the whole table with him.
The irresistible force is about to polish off the immovable object.
The poor set decorator who had to clean that up. Number 14, Riffing on Batman, Community.
Since you're a big bat, can you turn into a tiny vampire?
Anytime, anyplace.
One of the sitcom's big draws is the friendship between Troy and Abed. And as this blooper proves, Danny Pudi and Donald Glover had just as much chemistry as their fictional counterparts. Pudi, dressed in a ridiculous Batman costume, is asked various personal questions by Glover. This entire bit was clearly improvised, as both the questions and answers are different every time. The two actors are having the time of their lives, and the camera just stands there and rolls as they riff on the bit. We're glad it did, because it resulted in blooper magic.
Hey, can I ask you something I always wanted to ask the real Batman?
Yeah.
Why are your movies so good? It's not funny.
Number 13, Caught in the Act, Extras. To be honest, we don't know how Ricky Gervais gets through a scene. As fans of his work will know, he's always laughing and acting the goof on set, especially with his creative partner Stephen Merchant. In this scene from Extras, Andy Millman catches his agent in the act, resulting in a terribly awkward silence and a rather uncomfortable conversation. Gervais and Merchant had a heck of a time getting through this one, resulting in a brilliant string of bloopers.
Right. Hello.
Gervais's sets always seem like a good time, and we would have given anything to be there on that day. Number 12, Blair Underwood, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. In the second season of this acclaimed cop comedy, Boyle takes everyone for a fun weekend at his ex-wife's beach house. Much to everyone's chagrin, Jake brings along the uncharismatic Holt.
Ain't no party like a Captain Holt party, because a Captain Holt party is a total surprise to everyone.
Sensing a lucrative business opportunity, goofballs Scully and Hitchcock try to rope Holt into an offshore casino. Hitchcock asks Holt if Blair Underwood would be interested in being a spokesperson for the casino, causing Andre Braugher to break and curse him out.
You think Blair Underwood would be a good spokesperson for a floating casino?
Braugher's reaction makes the blooper, and Dirk Blocker can't help but laugh at his own silly suggestion. Number 11, Loco Lines, Modern Family. While this long-running sitcom was full of great Emmy-winning actors, it was Sofia Vergara who stole the show as Gloria Delgado Pritchett. In this scene from Haley's 21st birthday, Vergara is tasked with saying the line, "Plus she was loco for Loco Puffs."
Plus she was loco for Loco Puffs. What, you do not have that cereal?
It's a tongue twister, and one made even more difficult for the bilingual Vergara. The Colombian actress attempts to say the line, but it comes out as a string of gibberish. The blunder is funny, but what makes this blooper are the hilarious reactions from everybody else.
Plus she was loco like Polo Lopolo.
No one can believe what they just heard, and they all react in complete befuddlement. Even the crew can be heard laughing. Number 10, The Ballad of Roberta Bondar, Letterkenny. A beloved Canadian comedy, Letterkenny has drawn acclaim for its colorful characters and fantastic scripts that keep the wordplay coming at a rapid clip. One of the show's best scenes is a 7-minute story about Canadian astronaut Roberta Bondar.
Pull his space pants down. I'm sorry. We'll get her.
By the looks of the bloopers, this scene was almost impossible for Jared Keeso and Nathan Dales to get through. The two keep cracking up throughout the story, with Dales laughing off to the side and Keeso ruining his speech with fits of giggles. It was all too much for the director, who eventually called for a cut and a break. Good idea.
Yeah.
Number 9. Betty White's dating profile. Hot in Cleveland. Working with Betty White must have been a real treat.
I signed up when my bender was over. I signed up when my bender was over.
Not just for her professionalism, resulting in 5 Primetime Emmys, but because she was so stinking funny. Hot in Cleveland was a late career surge for the iconic actress, in which she played a caretaker named Elka. In Season 2's Bad Bromance, Elka reveals that she's on a dating website under the name Bender Over. So named, of course, because she signed up after her bender was over. Duh! This line really tickled White, and it took her multiple takes to get right. At one point, she even starts slapping herself in a desperate attempt to knock the giggles out. It didn't work.
I signed up when my... I signed up when my...
Number 8. Spanking. The Big Bang Theory.
Oh my.
Sorry.
In the fish guts displacement, Amy lies about being sick and earns the ire of her boyfriend Sheldon. To punish Amy, Sheldon decides to spank her. Amy loves the idea, and she even plays some music to help get her in the mood. Of course, Sheldon doesn't understand. By all accounts, this was a horribly awkward scene to film, and you can tell by the reactions of Jim Parsons and Mayim Bialik. It seems especially hard for Parsons, who appears rather uncomfortable having to actually spank Bialik, who is draped across his lap. The poor guy keeps awkwardly laughing, and the time between spank and laugh gets hilariously shorter as the takes pile up.
Action.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Number 7. Ashton Kutcher bangs his shins. That 70s show. Ashton Kutcher got his big break playing Michael Kelso, a lovable stoner doofus who is more than a little clumsy. It didn't take Kutcher long to prove himself a master of physical comedy.
You know what else we should do? Not get any presents.
The show's 12th episode is a Christmas special, and Eric's older sister Lori comes to visit. She attracts the attention of Kelso, who excitedly leaps over the basement couch in order to speak with her. Kutcher did this stunt for real and ended up slipping on the blanket, sending his shins directly into the hard table. Lisa Robin Kelly clearly laughs at the real incident but remains in character, allowing the scene to continue as planned. Number 6. Danny Boy, Schitt's Creek. The little Canadian show that could, Schitt's Creek earned wide acclaim throughout its run, with Catherine O'Hara winning the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series.
Johnny. Hello, Bob. Moira. So good of you to come.
John said we had no choice.
In this wickedly awkward scene, O'Hara's Moira Schitt is asked to sing Danny Boy at Carl's funeral. It's a hilarious moment, and we don't know how anyone kept a straight face throughout it. Indeed, the entire cast laughs in the middle of O'Hara's tune, with John Hemphill being the first actor to break.
Ooh, Danny Boy, are you really going to let me sing?
We suppose Moira's extended intro was just too much to bear. Number 5. The Elephant Story, The Carol Burnett Show. Her name may be on the marquee, but it's Tim Conway who steals the spotlight in this classic blooper.
Elephant squash.
A wonderful variety show, this comedy had a little bit of everything, including outlandish stories about Siamese elephants. While filming a sketch called Mama's Family, Conway regales his castmates with an absurd tale that gets more and more farcical as it continues. The story leaves everyone in complete hysterics, both cast and audience members alike. Burnett was a consummate pro and was adamant that no one break during the tapings, but on this occasion, they just couldn't help themselves. We do not blame them one bit.
They was joined at the end.
Number 4. The Tools in Dennis's Trunk. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Dennis Reynolds has become increasingly creepy throughout the years and is now in full-blown serial killer territory.
She rejected me. Me, Frank, me, the coolest guy in the history of this goddamn school. Oh, they're all gonna pay. They're all gonna pay the ultimate price.
There is strong evidence of this in Season 7's The High School Reunion, which shows Dennis keeping the likes of duct tape, zip ties, and plastic gloves in his trunk. It's always hilarious when Glenn Howerton goes full rage mode, so we can only imagine how difficult it is to film these scenes. He keeps the other 4 chuckling throughout these bloopers, as they can't watch him get angry without cracking up. Their giggles eventually infect Howerton, and it's not long before even he can't keep his cool.
What's all that stuff you're grabbing, dude?
Number 3. David Schwimmer plays the bagpipes. Friends. This sitcom is chock full of iconic moments, like Ross playing the bagpipes for his buddies. David Schwimmer plays the bagpipes himself. Well, plays is a strong word, and his castmates can barely hold it together. Everyone breaks once Lisa Kudrow starts screeching along, with Jennifer Aniston putting her head back and Schwimmer being unable to continue. In fact, this scene was so much fun to shoot that even the finished version is not without flaws. In the episode itself, Aniston can be seen covering her face and giggling once Kudrow joins in, and at one point, she even glances directly into the camera. It's probably a miracle they got the scene done at all, so we'll take it. Number 2. Michael's Plasma TV, The Office. Dinner Party is often regarded as a classic Office episode, chock full of awkward humor and uncomfortable situations. In one scene, Michael proudly shows off his plasma TV and how it folds into the wall.
A lot of people in the room, you need more space. Voila, right into the wall. Wow.
This being Michael, the TV is the size of a tablet, folds maybe an inch into the wall, and is so small that he has to stand in front of it. It's a string of hilarious circumstances that had everyone in hysterics. This was the first episode filmed after the 2007 writer's strike, resulting in a giddy atmosphere on set. Carell says they're never going to finish this episode, and while they did, we don't exactly know how.
We have 2 speakers. What? Honey? Oh, Jesus. This is terrible. We'll never finish this episode.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Elaine vs. Frank, Seinfeld. This sitcom is packed with classic bloopers, most of them involving Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She clearly enjoyed working on the show, and it's often her who breaks first, usually at something that Michael Richards does or says. But it wasn't Richards who sent her off the deep end here. It was Jerry Stiller.
What the hell does that...
Come on, okay, let's go.
Stiller himself never breaks, aside from the odd smirk. But Louis-Dreyfus could not get through this scene if her life depended on it. She continuously chuckles at Stiller, finding his line delivery just about the funniest thing ever. And frankly, so do we. How Seinfeld managed to get made is just beyond us. Which of these did you find the funniest? Let us know in the comments below.
Well, I thought it was so laughable at the time.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.